Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. So today we're taking a bit of a detour. Away from, the usual digital trends and complex investing stuff. Our mission today, it's like mining for gold, but right there in your own home. We're digging into 10, let's call them forgotten frugal habits. Real old school wisdom.
That's exactly right. The kind of stuff that got buried under, well, convenience and all the subscriptions we barely notice. And this isn't about finding some new side hustle or, surviving on ramen noodles. This is really a shortcut, a way to get smart about your core personal finance strategy quickly. We found that these 10 habits, when you put them together, they could save you over $5,000 a year.
Wow, 5,000.
Yeah. And the best part, it's mostly about mindful spending, not some radical life-changing upheaval.
I love that. Small habits, but they can have this huge seismic impact on your cash flow. We're really setting the stage for resourcefulness here. And okay, since the grocery store, that's where so many budgets just seem to evaporate, right? Let's start with the high impact food habits.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack the first big one. It's often called the pantry challenge.
The pantry challenge. Okay, for anyone who hasn't heard of this, it's basically shopping your own kitchen first, yeah, before you even think about the grocery store. Tell us what that really means, though, especially if you're someone who, relies heavily on that weekly shopping list.
Well, it means stopping that cycle. The cycle of buying what you just think you need. The sources we looked at confirm that most people, they have this huge hidden inventory. Cans, dried pasta, frozen veggies back there, spices, stuff that just sits. So the challenge means committing, maybe for a week or even two, to designing meals only from what you already have on hand.
Okay. But doesn't that just delay the inevitable grocery run? Are
Yeah.
you really saving?
Not necessarily delaying, more like fundamentally shifting your perspective. You're not just using up some dusty can of beans you found. You're actually engaging in inventory management, like a business would.
Ah, okay. Inventory management for your kitchen.
Exactly. And that proactive use of your stock, it's one of the best ways to cut down on food waste, which is a massive hidden cost for most households. Plus, think about this. If you're not physically in the store as often,
You avoid the danger zone. Precisely. You eliminate the biggest financial hazard there is. Those impulse purchases, a little extras that somehow just leap into your cart. And the sources suggest the savings potential here is, well, it's pretty substantial.
oh, it is easily $50 to $100 a month just from fewer trips and less waste.
So over a year.
That puts, what, $600 to $1,200 back in your pocket
Yeah.
annually, just by paying attention to what you already own.
$1,200. Just from the pantry, that's $1,200. That alone is a really compelling reason to try it. Okay, moving from the pantry to the wallet itself, let's resurrect this technique. It's the ultimate for mindful spending, isn't it? The envelope system.
Yeah, it might sound totally ancient in our digital world, but cash budgeting, it's intensely powerful. It really taps into spending psychology. The system's simple. You assign physical cash to specific categories and envelopes, labeled, groceries, gas, entertainment, fun money, whatever works for you.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think, because it creates friction, right? When you use cash, you physically feel it leaving your hands.
Yeah.
Tapping a card is it's too easy, it's frictionless, you get that quick dopamine hit maybe. There's no real sense of loss, no ouch factor.
That's the absolute key. Psychologists call it the pain of paying. It's a real thing. When you physically hand over bills, you create this tangible visual boundary. It forces you to stop even for a split second and consider the cost. And when the groceries envelope is empty, well,
That's it for groceries till payday.
exactly. You stop spending in that category for the week or month. That mindful awareness really helps curb the impulse spending that digital transactions just make so easy.
Okay, but let's be practical. We live in a world that's going more and more cashless. Isn't this just cumbersome, a hassle?
It can be, yeah, a bit. But the financial discipline you gain, often that totally outweighs the minor inconvenience. And look, you don't have to use it for absolutely everything, but maybe apply it just to your high-risk categories. These like dining out, clothes, entertainment, those areas where you tend to overspend. That can be transformative.
And the savings potential.
Well, when people apply it diligently, the source material we reviewed suggests this habit alone can save another $1,200 a year.
Wow. So combine that with the pantry challenge. We're already talking potentially $2,400 a year just from managing food inventory and being more aware of cash flow.
It's hard to argue with that kind of impact, right?
Absolutely not. Okay, let's stick with food for just one more high-impact strategy. This one has deep roots in resourcefulness, batch cooking, almost like Depression-era style.
Yeah, exactly. It's the classic cook once, eat twice philosophy, or maybe eat 3 or 4 times. The concept is really about maximizing the efficiency of your time and your ingredients. You dedicate the specific time slot, maybe Sunday afternoon, whatever works, to making large base meals. Think huge pots of chili, soup, casseroles, or prepping and portioning out proteins and grains for the week. And the immediate win there is obvious. You skip that costly midweek takeout scramble. Precisely. That midweek fatigue. It's a major trigger for the expensive, I'm too tired to cook decision. That's where delivery apps absolutely make a killing. But if you've got those pre-portioned homemade meals sitting in the freezer ready to go, you bypass that financial trap completely.
Yeah, I can see that. That Sunday afternoon smell of chili simmering. That 1 hour of effort buys you, what, 3 stress-free, cheap dinners later?
Exactly. And quantify it. If you're cutting out just 1 or 2 takeout meals a week by doing this,
What are we talking savings-wise?
conservatively, at least $30 a week in pure savings.
Okay, $30 a week times 52 weeks.
You're quickly getting over $1,500 a year. Easily. And the underlying benefit, remember, isn't just the cash. It's the control you regain. It's the stress reduction. And that prevents those expensive convenience decisions in the first place.
That ties perfectly into our next theme, extending that resourceful mindset from the kitchen out into the general running and upkeep of our homes. Let's talk reducing energy and waste, starting with maybe the most nostalgic habit of all, line drying laundry.
Ah, yes, the clothesline. It's actually a huge win on several fronts. First, the obvious. It saves you significantly on your energy bill. Your clothes dryer is one of the biggest energy hogs in the house.
Okay, what kind of savings are we really talking?
It's real money, around $15 a month, give or take. So maybe $180 a year just from letting the sun and air do the work.
But I can already hear the objections, Oh, I live in a tiny apartment, or seriously, who has time to hang laundry piece by piece? Isn't it just an inconvenient throwback? Well, it does require a small shift in planning, yes. I won't deny that. But think of it this way. You're already washing the clothes, the extra 10 minutes it takes to hang them, either on an indoor rack, maybe a balcony line if you have one.
That time is actually well spent, especially because it extends the life of your clothes. Avoiding the harsh heat of the dryer means they don't wear out as fast.
Ah, so it saves energy and it prevents you from having to buy replacement clothes as often.
Exactly. Double win. And this connects right into the larger theme of just embracing reusable everything.
Right. The convenience of disposable stuff, paper towels, single-use wipes, plastic bottles, it's so tempting. But that convenience is really expensive over time. So what specific reusable swaps give you the quickest payoff for the leanest amount of effort?
The quick wins are usually those high turnover items, things you use daily or weekly. So switching to cloth napkins instead of paper. Using refillable glass containers for your cleaning sprays instead of buying new plastic bottles constantly. Maybe switching to reusable coffee filters or water filters. These things often pay for themselves within just a few months.
And collectively?
Collectively, those simple swaps could easily save you about $240 a year. Plus, you get that good feeling of drastically cutting down your household waste footprint.
Okay, staying with home operations. Let's challenge that endless aisle of pricey, specialized cleaning sprays and wipes we all seem to buy.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely need to clean smarter, not just harder, or more expensively. You really do not need a different, expensive, branded chemical product for every single surface in your house. We're talking basic, cheap ingredients here. Things like white vinegar, baking soda, maybe some lemon juice. These are incredibly effective, super cheap, and easy to mix into general-purpose cleaners.
For windows, counters, bathrooms.
Yep, works great for most things.
But hang on. Is the effectiveness truly comparable to those high-powered chemical products we see advertised everywhere?
For most common household cleaning tasks, yes, absolutely. The sources confirm these old-school solutions are powerful disinfectants and deodorizers. They really work. And the savings are significant. We're looking at maybe $20 a month you're not spending on cleaning supplies.
Okay, $20 a month, that's another $240 yearly win. Yep. Plus, think about the added benefit. Fewer harsh chemicals floating around in the air you breathe at home every day. That's invaluable, really.
Fantastic point. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Moving into the category of basically finding free money. Auditing those dark corners of your monthly budget. The ghost charges or that dreaded subscription creep.
Ah, yes. This is arguably the easiest money to save and often gives you the biggest initial payoff because it takes zero ongoing effort once you do the initial audit. Seriously, the average person is probably paying for at least 1 or 2 services they completely forgot they even signed up for. Yeah, things like streaming apps you don't watch anymore, old software subscriptions, maybe that gym membership you swore you'd use again.
Exactly those things.
We all kind of know we should do it, but, oh, the inertia's real. It's just easier to let it roll over. What's the actual audit process? Make it easy for us.
Okay, just carve out 1 hour. That's it. Sit down with your bank and credit card statements from the last, say, 3 months, and just scan through. Look for any recurring charge, anything that auto-renews, that doesn't provide essential value to your life right now. The sheer inertia of a monthly charge is its greatest weapon against your wallet. You have to consciously overcome that.
And what's the potential reward for mustering up the energy to overcome that inertia?
That can be really high. Canceling just a couple of those unused monthly charges, maybe a streaming service and an old app, could easily save you $50 a month.
$50 a month.
That's $600 a year. Poof! It's money that's already in your account, effectively, just waiting for you to cling it back.
$600 is a serious chunk of change. And that leads us nicely into maximizing the value of the physical things we already own, embracing that satisfaction of fixing things first, rather than just immediately replacing them.
Yes. This is such a critical shift, moving back towards a culture of maintenance and away from just pure consumption. Before you toss out that pair of shoes because the sole is flapping, or ditch the toaster because the spring popped, just try to repair it first. And the most amazing modern tool here, YouTube. Seriously, it is packed, absolutely packed, with free video tutorials for fixing almost anything imaginable.
Like sewing a button, fixing a leaky faucet.
Small appliance repair, basic sewing, gluing things back together.
Yeah.
You name it, there's probably a video for it.
I used to assume repairing electronics or even just mending clothes properly needed specialized skills. But you're right, the accessibility of video instructions has completely changed the game, hasn't it?
It really has. It's democratized repair. We've been sort of conditioned to believe replacement is always easier, or cheaper even. But often, a $5 repair kit from the hardware store and maybe half an hour of focused effort, that can save you buying a $50, $100, even $300 replacement item.
So the savings here could vary wildly, I guess.
Yeah, they're wide-ranging. But just being a bit more handy and resourceful with basic repairs, the sources suggest that could easily save you anywhere from $200 to maybe $500 or even more annually, depending on what breaks.
And speaking of resourcefulness, let's not forget the social side of frugality. The habit of borrow, don't buy. Ooh, this is such a great community building habit. And bonus, it keeps the clutter down in your own house. Think about it. How often do you really need a specialized tool, like, say, a power walker or a specific kind of ladder, or maybe a giant fancy cake stand for a party? Right, maybe just once a year or even less.
Exactly. Chances are someone in your network, a neighbor, a friend, family member, probably has one sitting in their garage or basement just gathering dust. Just ask.
It saves you money, keeps junk out of your own garage, and actually strengthens those neighborly connections. It's a win-win-win.
Totally. You avoid buying and then having to store expensive equipment you barely use. This habit alone, the sources estimate, could save you about $200 a year. And it's just a powerful reminder that not every single need has to be met by buying something brand new. Okay, we have covered 9 really specific, high-impact habits here. Let's wrap this deep dive up with maybe the ultimate lifestyle shift, one that kind of summarizes the whole ethos we've been talking about.
Yeah.
The no-spend weekend. Yeah, this one's a commitment. It definitely requires some planning ahead. But the payoff, it's both financial and, honestly, deeply emotional, too. The goal is super simple on the surface. Commit to having one full weekend, Saturday and Sunday every month, where absolutely zero money changes hands. None.
Okay. No money spent. So what are the allowed activities then? Sounds potentially boring.
Anything free. That's the beauty of it. This is your chance, your prompt, to prioritize leisure that is not based on consumption. Go for a long hike or bike ride, dust off those board games, check out the free days at your local museum or library events. Finally, cook that elaborate recipe using ingredients you already have, maybe from your pantry challenge efforts. Or host a potluck where everyone brings a dish to share.
It really forces you to remember the most important lesson, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It actively reinforces that real joy, connection, fun. They don't always have a price tag attached. And by committing to this just once a month, you automatically save the money you'd normally spend on those spontaneous weekend trips to the mall, dining out, movie tickets, whatever it is.
Which adds up pretty fast.
Yeah, easily $75 a month, probably more for many people. That's roughly another $900 a year saved. And at the same time, you're focusing your energy on rest, connection, creativity, true resourcefulness.
Okay, let's bring it all back home then. We just walked through 10, let's call them rediscovered habits. from managing your pantry like a pro inventory manager, to fixing a leaky shoe sole, to auditing your streaming graveyard. These aren't some new, complex financial engineering strategies, are they? This is just good old-fashioned money sense. Stuff our grandparents probably knew instinctively.
They truly are. And we've hopefully shown how these simple, practical habits, really focusing on using what you already have and spending mindfully when you do spend, have the potential to put, $5,000 or even more back in your pocket each year. And importantly, without relying on gimmicks or stressful financial acrobatics, this isn't about deprivation at all. It's
Right.
really about optimization.
It's about realizing the high, often invisible price we pay every day for sheer convenience.
Precisely. And that really raises an important closing thought. A question for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. If these basic, almost forgotten actions, things like batch cooking, air drying your jeans, canceling digital services you don't use, if they can generate thousands in annual savings with relatively little effort, what other fundamental conveniences are we currently overpaying for in our lives simply because we stopped asking that crucial question? Is there a simpler, cheaper way?
Oh, Quantum. That spirit of resourcefulness, that's the key thought to take away from this deep dive.